They played for 60 minutes, and it was good to see that when we had to make some plays at the end on both sides of the ball, we did that. And I saw guys playing with a little bit more confidence defensively in the fourth quarter, and hopefully, this will give us a little bit more confidence as we go. We still got plenty of things to work on as we continue to play again next week. First half offensively, you couldn't get any better than what we did, and then we come out and we shoot ourselves in the foot in the second half. Special teams does a great job getting the turnover, and you could have gone up 21, and then we had a botched handoff. Then we got another chance to go. We did enough things in the second half to give credit to Rhode Island for hanging in there and keep coming back. But we made it a little bit more difficult on ourselves, but the bottom line is we got the win, and that's what's most important. So hopefully that'll help us as we continue to move forward.
What do you like about Eli Thomas coming off the edge at defensive end? Obviously, he was able to make plays down the stretch.
Yeah, we put that in this week, and to help us a little bit on third down. Just again, this is a constant evolution of trying to get the best mix, the best packages of guys we can on the field to help us in all the different scenarios, different situations that we might see. And we experimented all preseason where we had Eli doing drills in terms of one-on-one pass rush with the offensive line. And as we saw some things, and putting him and Darian in there and making that move with Darian, and then putting James and Luau inside, and also Pierce we got in there this week. We just had to find a way to get more speed on the field and third down, and a way to try to generate a pass rush without having to blitz all the time. And so Eli made big plays there at the end, and we got some good pressure in there. So that's just something we're going to have to continue to look at and see what we do. Maybe that's something we do a little bit more on first and second down. But we'll evaluate that and move on. But he came up big there at the end.
David Edsall seemed to be in a good groove today. What did you see out of him?
I thought David played extremely well. First half he played very, very well. I thought he got a little tired in the second half. But he went on his reserves and found a way to get it done. Because I think some of those throws that he had, like the interception there to Hergy, I mean, he usually doesn't miss that. And but as much running around as he had to do and what he had to do, I mean, 137 yards rushing and 308 passing, and 6 TDs. That's he better get an IV or do something, but get enough fluids in him. But I thought he played extremely well, and if it wasn't for him, I don't know where we would be. But he did a good job of executing the game plan that John put together, and when we needed things to happen, he went and made them happen.
Coach, as much as you do depend on David Edsall, is there anything special you have to do going forward to sort of manage him to avoid wearing him out?
No, he's a well-conditioned athlete. It was hot out there today. We haven't had a day like this for a little bit. We were inside all week long, and we didn't turn the heat up or anything, but it was very humid out there today. And but you know what? He did all the things he needed to do, and if we're going to win games, he's got to be the guy that drives it for us offensively. And it's just one of those things. But like I said, he's well conditioned. He's prepared himself, and he knows how to take care of his body. He has tomorrow, and he'll recoup and Sunday, and then Monday, and then he'll be back, ready to go. But with what we need to do, he's a guy that we got to utilize for us to be able to have success offensively.
Coach, were you guys so aggressive on the fourth down today because you felt there was almost a pressure to score on every single possession today?
Truthfully, yeah. I just had that feeling going into it, and then, but I used some analytics, and all the analytics told me in all those situations, it's a go situation. I can make the decision to go, but if the credit goes to the kids, because if they don't execute, the decision I make doesn't matter. So like I said, the credit goes to them. I just, like I said, I use the analytics, but also my gut and my instincts tell me, and I felt that this was going to be a game where I couldn't sit there and settle for field goals. And I felt that with the people that we had up front and with David, we have enough things that we could do to be able to get first downs. And for us, the players did a great job of executing those calls and making me look good.
Coach, what do you see from your O-line today? Around 5 yards per carry on the ground, protected Pendel pretty well. What were they doing out there?
I thought they did a good job. There's some things we still have to work on. But one of the things that we want to be able to do here is we want to be able to establish a dominant running game. And that doesn't mean we're going to run the ball all the time, but we want to be dominant when we run the ball, because if we can do that, then it opens up so many other things in terms of the play action. It opens up so many things in terms of the RPOs that you have, the run pass options. So the more that we can have a dominant running game and maybe bring people to the line of scrimmage, then that's going to open some things for what David can do, and then also in terms of, you know, what we can do in our passing game.
You've talked a lot about confidence and the young guys needing to play with confidence. Do you think that having a win under their belts will allow them to loosen up a little bit more, play with more confidence?
I would hope so. You know, I mean, why go and play tentative? You know, just let it fly. What do you got to lose? It's a game. You know, it's just a game. It's not life and death. It's a game. Have fun. But you know, again, those guys are young, and some of those guys you got to just do it. I hope so. I mean, I won't even get into what I said, what something that happened at halftime, but you know, it kind of concerned me a little bit. But well, not a little bit, a lot, but nothing. You know, but it just. I hope now, and this is what I told them afterwards, is that now they see to go out and play and have fun. You know, that's the thing they need to do, especially defensively. You know, especially defensively. But all in all, it was a great team victory because we got production offensively. We did enough things on defense to help, and the same thing, you know, on special teams.
So I think I now have to ask what happened at halftime. Is there anything you can tell us about that?
I just, you know, halftime you come in and you give them a nice little talk and you pat them on the butt, you know, so.
The result obviously was better than the first two results, but in terms of, from a coach's perspective, pure assignment football, were they better, worse, or the same, could you tell today?
Some plays we were better, some plays we were worse. You know, when you see those gaping holes, you know somebody messed up, okay? And a lot of it is, and again, we're seeing it in practice, and we try to correct it, but everything that we do is everybody has a gap. And the gaps are A, B, C, D on the front on both sides. So everybody has a gap that they're responsible for. And what happens is, a lot of times when we get those gashes, we got people that aren't taking care of the gap integrity for what they're doing is not what they should be. They're going right down the middle of a guy, and now they're not playing their gap, and guys get a hold of them, and now they can't get off. So that's the thing that we got to continue to get better at, because our gap integrity on defense is not very good right now. And that's why you see those gashes. And then in the passing game, when we play with proper eye discipline and we play with proper leverage, we make plays. And you saw that today. When we don't, we get beat. Second half, they out and up. Young man's playing. As soon as the guy goes out, he looks back at the quarterback. Well, what he's supposed to do is when the guy goes out is drive the upfield shoulder, okay, and don't look until you feel you can touch the ball. And then if he does that and the guy turns up on a vertical, there's going to be a collision. Now, if it's a penalty, that's a penalty. But you don't go and do that, look back, and then they go up the field, and now you give up the 60-yard play. You know, those are the things that we just got to keep repping and keep dealing with. You know, and those are the mistakes that we're seeing. And it's not because they're not trying. They're just not. We got to do a better job of teaching. We got to do a better job of teaching, I guess.
Randy, for a young team, they don't make many penalties.
Well, I think that's just discipline in terms of what we want to establish with our program. And that's one thing, Joe, you can look at it two ways. Some people say you're not aggressive enough. Well, you know, the one thing is, you know, I think we're aggressive, but again, we don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot. And so now we got that under control, but if we can end up getting these other things straightened out, then we got a real good chance to be successful. So that's what we got to take care of there. But you're right, I mean, How many do we have?
Four.
Well, I had 4, you know, and, you know, one, Travis Jones, I don't know if that was a face mask. You guys get the replay. You know, that's the other thing. Our people don't show the replay enough here so I can even see what's going on. I mean, it's like they're trying to hurt us rather than helping us. But I don't know. I thought he might have had him here on the neck, but, you know, and then we had one that I didn't like at all where we had the motion penalty because we didn't get set and the guy went in motion. I remember that one. And then the block in the back, which was one that's just not smart. And then I don't know what the other
12 men on defense.
Yeah, we had too many guys on the field there at the end, which should never happen. And that's us. That's on me as a coach. That should never happen.
Obviously, you're not deep at defensive back, and you're young at defensive back. When Harry goes going down, how does that impact the game? And you know, what do you do now that you've got more guys out?
Well, we'll just play the guys we have, and we'll get them better. You know, they want to play. You know, and they want to be good. You know, I thought Jeremy settled in a little bit as the game went on. You know, I thought he got a little bit better, and I think he'll continue to get better. You know, I thought Ryan Carroll did some good things when he went in for Taj. You know, because you know Taj's got an ankle, Marche's got an ankle, O'Neal cramped up, and Crozier just had a bloody nose. You know, I have to see if that was hands to the face on that one. But I think, you know, we just got to keep getting, you know, one guy I thought that went in because when we had the safeties go down, you know, we moved Tyler over to the field and then brought Messiah in. And I thought Messiah did a pretty good job. And so again, you know, all this is going to do is just help us as these guys get more reps and the more they play. And what we have to do is just be smart in terms of what we call. And those guys have just got to go and be very, very aggressive, you know, with what they're doing. You know, but Messiah is a guy that has, I like him. I like his confidence. You know, that's one thing. And, you know, and the other thing we got to do too, you saw today, I mean, we got to get stronger because we didn't tackle as well as I would have hoped us to. We bounced off too many times, and some of that is strength and some of it's technique.
Taj and Marche going to be out a little bit?
Excuse me?
Taj and Marche going to be out a little bit, or does it?
They could be. You know, they could. We'll get Omar back. Omar, I think, will be fine for next week, so that'll help. But we've been pretty good on the injury front so far. But you know, we'll see how Taj and Marche are tomorrow when they come in for treatments.
Right. As a defensive guy, is it hard for you to know?
You know, I mean, that's kind of, you know, my mindset a little bit. But again, if we can, you know, we got some critical stops today. You know, we made some stops on defense today, or if we can at least just make people kick field goals, you know, and don't make it a touchdown game. That'll help tremendously. And but again, you just hope now that they take this, learn from it, and I mean, we got another huge task next week. You know, it's not easy going to Syracuse and playing in the Carrier Dome. And but again, you know, at least we got one under our belt today, which was good because, you know, again, kids have been, as I told you guys, the kids have been working. They've been working. It's not like they haven't been trying. And like I said, you know, Ryan Krug was in the locker room afterwards and got up on the chair and led him with the victory song. And he told him, he says, you guys obviously listened last night, because he talked to him about effort. And one thing he pointed out, and this is what I say, you know, even though it was a touchdown, that play by Tyler Coyle, knocking that ball out, I think that tells you something about, you know, these kids. They're gonna go and lay it on the line. Do they got to get better? Yeah. Do we got to get better as coaches? Yes. You know, all those things. But at least if you're getting that kind of effort, okay, and you have that kind of an attitude, you got a chance. And that's why I said that's why I like these guys, because they're doing the things that we're asking them to do. Is it always pretty? No. But the bottom line is we won the game. You know, and that's all I care about. And I'll have another iced tea.